This is going to be one person. This is going to be two. And I guess my dog is also going to be listening, which is going to make it three. Love isn't something you feel, it's something you do. This is a quote that was spoken by the character Nate Fisher in the television series 6 Feet Under. The reason why I chose this quote from the series 6 Feet Under is because I'm here to tell you about the love I have for my career, which is in the funeral business. I'm going to go into specifics such as what exactly I want to do in the funeral business, what got me into the funeral business, and what I've done to get to where I am in the business today. My major here at St. Pete College is in funeral service, which is going to get me into our first point, which is what I want to do in the funeral business. Long story short, what I want to do in the funeral business is to become a dual licensed mortician. A dual licensed mortician means I would be a funeral director and I would also be an embalmer. A funeral director handles more of the legal and paperwork option that's required for prior planning to a service, and they also help with running the actual service and burial itself, while an embalmer handles more of the scientific portion. An embalmer goes through the full embalming process, which includes injecting a deceased individual with preservative chemicals such as formaldehyde and methanol, which ultimately prepares them for an open casket viewing or what would be a ship out situation. This probably seems like a really weird thing to want to decide to do for a living, which is actually going to get us into my second point, which is what got me into the funeral business. In June of 2019, my Uncle Philip, who lived in Virginia, unfortunately passed away after a long battle with multiple health issues. Being that he didn't have any direct family in Virginia, me and my grandmother traveled up there to help with the funeral arrangements. It wasn't until the funeral arrangements were finalized that I realized, wow, a lot actually goes into planning a funeral. After all of this was finalized, and after meeting with the funeral home and the funeral director there, I can say that my interest in the business was immediately piqued. What I've done to get to where I am in the business today. I can say that it's taken a lot of hard work and dedication to get to where I am in the business today. And once I traveled home for Virginia and got back home here in Florida, I met with different funeral homes in the area, and the final one that I met with ended up offering me a job. That's actually currently still where I work at today. I can also say that it takes a really special person to want to become a funeral director, and you can't exactly put it into words, that feeling of what I guess I would call self-satisfaction and self-gratitude that comes from being able to help a family in their biggest time of need after losing a loved one. As a future mortician and as someone who actually currently works as a funeral director assistant, I can tell you that we funeral directors and funeral home workers have heard about every single funeral joke and funeral pun that there is on the market. I want to say thank you to listen to me speak about how I plan to earn URN a living as a dual licensed mortician. I want to express my thanks again to listen to me also speak about what got me into the funeral business and what I've done to get to where I am in the business today. Even though I still have quite the way to go until I finish school and get the opportunity to become licensed, I can say this. I'm extremely excited to become a funeral director and embalmer and to be able to pursue the career of my dreams.